Across 40 years, I've enjoyed a professional journey unimaginable when I joined ESPN on the first weekend of existence in 1979. Each day since has been a unique adventure, one I embrace for the challenge and unequaled fun of a job like no other. Now it's time for a change. I will be retiring from ESPN as of the end of the month. To be clear, this is entirely my decision. I enjoyed the best of health and many blessings of friends and family, and it is in that context that I'm making this change. Bob Ley is stepping down as the face, voice, kind of journalistic backbone of ESPN. And he's an OG. He really is. And I go back to the story that I told yesterday, that I had no job in sports, but I wanted to do it. And I rented some TV equipment. And I filmed 5 minutes of an interview that I did with Joe Garagiola, former baseball catcher and longtime broadcaster. And I did 5 minutes of ad-libbing sports and sent it to Bob Ley and Greg Gumbel, who was working at ESPN at the time on SportsCenter. And I said, would you look at this? And this is 1979. He had just gotten on the air himself. And I said, would you look at this and tell me what you think? And Bob wrote back a full page and gave me he critiqued my work, said I wasn't ready, but, get more reps and, maybe you'll get a chance. And then it was, I don't know, 6 years later, I sit next to him on SportsCenter. Yeah, Paul.
Didn't getting the letter back in itself send you a message? Like just that he returned it, that, oh, wow, this guy took the time, even though maybe he didn't think your work was great yet, but just getting the letter back from Bob Ley, who was big back then.
Well, the fact that he was hosting SportsCenter, and that's where I wanted to be because I thought, well, what's better than 24 hours of sports? I didn't want to do local. If I had to do local, I would, but I only got 3 or 4 minutes. Why not do an hour? And I kept thinking that's where I want to go. And ESPN was so important to me when I was in college that we lived in an off-campus house on Lowe's Street in Dayton, Ohio, off the campus of the University of Dayton. And we had no heat. We could either have heat or cable, and we chose cable. And it was that important because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I had to convince all the guys I lived with that we really didn't need heat, but we really did need SportsCenter. I mean, it is Southern Ohio, so it's not, brutally cold, but it was sleeping bag cold. And there's a picture that we're showing right now where I'm with Bob and Chris Berman, and I'm the newbie there. We're celebrating 20,000 sports centers. And, Bob and Chris, they were there. And Tom Mees, the late Tom Mees, they were there when the doors opened. And here I was coming in, and it was an honor, truly an honor to work with Bob. And he was a professional. I can't say that about a lot of people in this business. I can say that about him. And he was every bit of that. He taught me a lot. So Bob Ley is going to retire at the end of this year, which means he'll win another Sports Emmy. And see, I come up with, I'm going through chemo and we don't win the Sports Emmy. Like, I got to come up with something else here.
I don't know. I think your story.
I don't know. Bob's retiring.
It's last call for Bob.
Yeah. So Bob will get that. And all of a sudden I get kicked to the curb here. Yeah, Fritzy.
Maybe the people that make these decisions can think outside the box.
Oh, okay.
And not just hand them a lifetime achievement.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's better. Maybe we'll just do that. A lifetime achievement.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.